worrying and worrying too much about what it is that we're going to do, what it is that we're going to eat, what it is that we're going to wear, what it is, where we're going to go. Worrying and worrying about today, about feeling and I don't have enough and I'm not going to make it, and then trying to worry about tomorrow as if we can control everything. I wonder how many of y'all could run into a situation that I find myself in sometimes with just the concept of trying to put so much upon you about what may and what could and what should happen in our future, and worrying so much about it that you kind of stop doing something for today because you're so worried about tomorrow. And then come to realize, man, everything I was worrying about, did not need to worry about because I got everything that I was actually worrying about. And it was coming to me regardless of what I was constantly thinking. But the concept of worrying about it kind of slowed me down and hindered me from being able to have what it is that I really wanted from it, which is more joy and more peace. And the worry just brought more frustration. It's a very interesting thing to just have so much worry behind you. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. Right now, I gotta do a real quick dog lesson with my dogs. Oreo, let's get down. Johnny, down. May, down. Gotta reintroduce some things around here that I notice that when I just get a little lenient, things around me get a little pushy. And that's a thing that I really, really appreciate about some dogs, is not worrying about what's gonna happen tomorrow with them, but worrying about what are we doing right now with them. And when I start worrying about what I'm doing right now with them, things start to just get better and better for me, and I start to just let a lot of the stress go. Because when I'm worried about tomorrow, I just have more stress as opposed to just getting done what I need to get done now, so that I don't have to worry about having to worry tomorrow. It's a lot of worry talk. Today I want to read something in the book of Matthew in the 6th chapter, all down to the 31st verse. It's something that's talking about a whole lot of worry. That I just woke up this morning to read something that kind of made me think more about, stop worrying about so many different things that are going on my day-to-day and start focusing more upon what it is that's going to be able to bring me the fulfillment and the excitement, the joy that I'm looking for right here. Because if I'm worried about what I'm not going to have and or even going to have in the future, maybe just sabotaging myself from being able to have the level of, say, success, excitement, enjoyment, fulfillment, peace, just anything positive that could happen. Because we can always put ourselves in a situation of even something good happen. Because I remember back in the days of being a little baby child and worrying about Christmas and worrying about, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get gifts, and oh my goodness, it's going to be a great day, and oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun. And I put so much worry upon myself that I couldn't sleep. And then the not sleeping made it so that when I ended up getting to the situation where I am in that time, in that day, when I am in the presence of that, say, awesomeness, it wasn't so awesome because you're so exhausted, you're so tired, you're so frantic, so anxious because of what you've been dealing with the day before, that you didn't ever actually be able to just really, really fully enjoy it. So today I want to read something in the book of Matthew, 6th chapter, 31st verse. So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble in its own. And I was reading this, and I was reading more of this, and I was reading, I've already read a lot and tried to understand a lot about this specific Bible chapter. That the book of Matthew is a very fascinating book, because this is mostly talking about my man Jesus. That's trying to help us out. That's trying to get us into a better place and a better position. When he's talking about the concept of why you worrying about what you're gonna eat, why worry about that and just eat what you want to eat, what you need to eat. That's going to be able to give you what it is that you need. The more that you worry about it, the more that you're going to get frustrated about it. The more that you get frustrated about it, the more that you're more likely going to eat something that you're going to regret in the long run, even in the short term in reality. That you're going to try to get something that's just, I was thinking of this, wanted this, but then you ended up just with nothing that you were wanting because you were just over processing it all. The same with putting some clothes on. That I've come to notice that there's been a sense of peace in how I wear my clothes, of not having to worry so much about what it is that I'm actually putting on, and just slapping some stuff on, putting it together, saying, you know what, if somebody looks at it and thinks it's silly and thinks it's stupid, so be it. That's dumb in their opinion, as opposed to me just putting something on and just cover myself to just be able to have a better blessed day, and be able to keep certain things away from me and certain bugs off me, and be able to keep certain situations to be better for me, that I don't need to worry about what you think on how I look with what it is that I'm wearing. That's putting way too much stress, way too much work, way too much care about how you're going to view me so that I can go ahead and walk around and be on this planet. And it's just an interesting thing, because the more that we do this stuff, the more that we focus on like what it is that I look like, and you're worrying so much about how I'm going to look so someone sees me and someone views me, the way more absolute stress you are putting upon yourself, that is just going to lead you to absolute just devastation in reality. Because you're never, ever going to be able to be something that for everyone to just look at you and just say, I really, you're not going to please everybody. And a lot of times we're out here doing certain things and making certain moves to try to please everybody. And we're not going to be able to do such a thing. Then we need to just start to concentrate on being able to give our own selves what it is that we need and what it is that we want right here, right now. Instead of trying to force anybody even to do anything, trying to force someone to appreciate me, try to force someone to do what it is that I do, but just actually live and be living. And once we start living, we're going to start to be able to experience a different life on this planet, as opposed to trying to worry so much about what it is that I need to put together here today to make sure that even tomorrow is also great. That a lot of times we're worrying so much about things that don't matter, about trying to set up our success in our future. That a lot of times we're even focusing a lot on even trying to collect and figure out how to be able to maintain and get a whole bunch of money so that we could be better off tomorrow. But for some reason, that's never been the case for anybody, and at least for the last 100 years, maybe some time before. But even today, with people with these fantastic retirements and all these pensions, they're still worrying about money. They still have done all that they could do to set it all aside and put it all here, and they're still worried. They're still stressed. They're still struggling. So it's a matter of just being able to have something to trust, and that for me is have God to be able to trust, to be able to allow me to have something to take that worry away of knowing that everything is going to be fine tomorrow. Because that passage goes all through talking about the flowers and the birds. They got food. The flowers come, and then the flowers go. The birds come, the birds go. They don't struggle to do what they do. They just do what they do, and they make happen what they make happen. And it's something that we as humans also have that same exact power behind us, that we are able to just do what we do, make happen what we make happen. That we wake up, that we're going to be able to have what it is that we need to be able to survive, to be able to get through. But if we worry so much about not being able to have or being able to have, that's going to be something that's going to sabotage what it is that we're actually able to do. Because once you put a whole lot of worry upon something, that's all that you're thinking about. And then if all that you're thinking about is that worry, that's all that you're not going to be able to have in the future. And I think that that's the main power behind all this is a good way of saying, like the law of attraction with everything that happens. When you're worried, you're scared, you're not going to have. If you're scared, you're not going to have, you're not going to have. But if you're not worried, if you're just like, I'm good, everything's great, I got something to wear, I got something to eat, I got something to drink, I got somewhere to go, then you're going to start to notice that you're going to start having more to wear, more to drink, more to eat, and more places to go. Because you're not worried and putting a small mindset upon yourself that you don't have, and I don't have, and I can't get it, I don't know, and I'm not sure, and I don't know where it goes, and I don't know how to make things happen. That more and more that's going to come to you, the more and more that you put that pressure upon yourself of saying and being in that serious situation of worry. Worry is a very powerful thing that I don't think a lot of us really pay attention to, and it's probably one of the hardest things that we as human beings are just dealing with on a day-to-day basis. That we try to act like everything is okay, but we're in a constant state of worry, in a constant state of just not sure, a constant state of just I don't know where to go, a constant state of I'm not sure what's going to happen. And when we're in this constant state of worry, we're in a constant state of fear. And a constant state of fear is going to keep you in more and more fear. And it's going to make you more susceptible to certain things that you hear. And it's going to put you more in a nervous state. And then when you're in that super nervous state, now anybody and somebody can come to you and say something to you to really shake your boots, to shake your reality, to shake your world. And then once you're super nervous and you're super feared and you're super worried and you're just going further and further into this, then they can say something to you to change your entire value system, your entire worldview, your entire everything about you, because you're stuck in this I'm scared and I don't knows. And when you're I'm scared, I don't knows, and you see someone who looks and appears to be confident, you kind of want to like latch upon that. And that's something that a lot of us today are kind of falling into. That we're so nervous, we're so worryful, we're so scared, we're so paranoid, we're just all of these things that when we see someone who seems confident, looks confident, can talk confident, can walk around as confident, we want to praise that person and then ask them like, how are you getting this and how are you doing this? And we're not realizing that most of these people are wanting to use and do this to you to try to put you in a certain situation of a mindset, a certain situation of what it is that they want you to believe, a certain situation of what it is that they want you to do. as opposed to you just having your own understanding of knowing who God is. That you don't need anybody as a filter, mediator, or anything to be able to understand and be able to get a relationship with God. And that's something that these people are going to do and push to you. That you need me to be able to have a better understanding of God. You need me to have a better understanding of yourself. And that's just not true at all. That's not true. And I've been to many different places and many different religions that really push that hard, that push it really hard. You cannot know who God is. You cannot know who Jesus is unless you go through me, go through us to be able to get the information. And there's places in the Bible that don't say that, but people can make it seem like to say that. Because if you're in a state of worry, if you're in a state of panic, if you're in a state of stress, they can use those words and those verses to be able to just really get into your brain, get into your feelings, to make you move and react and do something different. And that's something that a lot of us should really do our best to just absolutely try to stay away from. And doing that is going to be able to get us to get out of worry. Once we get out of worry, we're going to stop having people be able to just use and manipulate us and just treat us as if we're insignificant beings. We're going to be more and more of a powerful being. When you get out of fear, you're going to be super powerful. Because you're not going to allow someone to be able to say something to get you to move, to get you to react, to get you in your emotions, to make you feel like you're a nobody and you're not going to be able to have, to just really strip from you all of who you are. You're going to be able to stand up and say, no, I don't like this. I don't appreciate this. I don't like when you do this to me. And I'm not going to let you do this to me one more time. You're going to be more strong, more firm to be able to just say that, do that, and be about that. As opposed to when you're in a state of worry and you're not sure where your food's going to come from. You're not sure how you're going to be able to wear something, to go out in public. You're not sure how you're going to be able to do any of these things. You're going to be way more susceptible to allowing somebody to basically take and do whatever they want with you. Because they're going to come to you and say, hey, okay, I see you're nervous. I see you're worried. I see you're not sure. Let me give you some. Then they can give you some. Then you start to rely upon them. And then they can start to do whatever it is that they want to do once you just become hooked upon them. And once you're hooked on them, they can just start to, like I said, anything can go. Good things and bad things. But unfortunately, it's just a weird thing that I just starting to really challenge and starting to just try to get a better understanding of is the good and the bad stuff. That there definitely is, all right, let's get down. There definitely is some good stuff and some bad stuff that's out here. And if we try to dance around the concept and the idea that that's not true, I think that we're setting ourselves up for failure. That's the reason why there's so many different stories inside of this Bible to be able to get a better understanding of human beings and what we are and what we're not. And there's some good stuff and there's some bad stuff. There's some good people and there's some bad people. That is just what it is. And we have to do our best to make sure that we are able to be in a position to be able to see that and get an understanding of that without just rushing into listening to what somebody has to say because they seem like they sound good and they seem like they've got it all together. That we need to have more discernment with being able to have a better understanding of what it is that we're doing. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is to get away from the worry, is to get out of the stressors, to get out of the fear. And once we get out of that, we're going to start to be able to just see all through what it is that people are doing and what it is that people are saying. And with that, man, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for a very interesting day, being able to do something that I just greatly being able to appreciate, being able to bounce certain ideas and be able to say some things aloud, because sometimes when we just stay in our minds and stay in our brains, we don't quite get, like, say, the full picture of what it is that's going on, that I'm able to just really upgrade my life. And something with that is being able to make a video like this every single day and just keep on looking at them, sometimes just saying, like, it's interesting to be able to hear and be able to see, to be able to understand what it is that I'm doing, where it is that I'm going, and what it is that I want to be able to say to people. And the biggest thing is trying to get more and more people out of fear, because the fear is something that is just damaging. And it's something that I've noticed with myself, that I can still see all the stuff going on out here, all the media stuff that's trying to shove things to us, all the commercials and everything that's trying to shove stuff to us, to try to force us to be and act and just react a certain way. And when you're worried about what it is that's going to happen tomorrow, you're worried about today, and you're not able to actually live today. But when you start to just appreciate today and start to embrace today, you start to just have a better life, I'm going to say, for sure. Because you're going to start to put in the steps required that you're looking for, that you want, instead of the steps that somebody else wants you to do and someone else wants you to be. Like, you should worry more about trying to be yourself and understand yourself and love yourself, more than trying to be somebody else that you think is looking good, but they actually more than likely just aren't. And that's why they're pushing so hard to try to force you to be like them, because they want you to be just as hurt. And when you're hurt, you want to stay in hurt stuff. And when you're good to go, people that are hurt don't want to listen to it. It's just an interesting situation. And people don't want to listen to that person that's doing good. But a person that's really hurting inside, it's got a message to say that's all about hate, all about destruction. When you're hurting, that's what you want to listen to. And I would want more people to just get away from that hurt, get away from that fear, get away from that worry, so that you can start to be able to just enjoy yourself and embrace yourself and appreciate yourself. And you're going to be able to have just a better existence on this planet. Thank you.